Hi, everybody. Welcome. We are here with another client testimonial today, and we are very excited to introduce Timea Bara. She is the VP of Go-to-Market Enablement at Everlaw, and she hired CLG Coaching to do a half-day offsite for her team, and we would love to chat with her a little bit today just to understand what she was looking for and whether or not we delivered on that. So, Timea, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. How are you today?
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk to you.
Great. Well, first and foremost, most people come for an offsite because there is either a challenge or an opportunity. I'm curious, what was yours, if you remember, and what kind of led you to decide it should be an offsite?
Yes, absolutely. This offsite was last year. We organized a leadership offsite for our forming go-to-market team. It's the go-to-market leadership team, to be more precise. And my CRO and I were talking about an opportunity to build team trust and practice a framework for giving effective feedback. Again, a lot of the people were getting to know each other, and we felt like we would be giving them a great opportunity by laying down the foundations of how to create trust and how to give feedback to each other.
Yeah, thank you. And it's interesting because we do so many offsites on trust and feedback, no matter the size of the company. It feels like teams consistently need those two sessions. So it was really fun to be able to do it with your team. I'm curious, what made you decide to work with CLG Coaching specifically?
Well, I had the pleasure of working with you before, and I've been impressed with your approach on how you are leading executive team building events and sessions, and I love your energy. I really think that your style is very caring, but also direct, which I thought was very important for this leadership team. My company is working with lawyers and litigators, and a lot of the people on the leadership team are very similar style. They're very direct. They love, they don't beat around the bush, and I would love to have that energy in the room. And therefore, we decided that you are very thoughtful. You can guide conversations accordingly, and I was sure that this approach would fit the group really well.
And it did. It felt like there was very good symmetry in the room, which was fun. I always like when you can see the aha lights go on just because you've said it in just the right way. I was curious, overall, what was the experience like working with me and just trying to design and actually execute on the offsite?
Yeah, it was very easy. I feel like, from the get-go, we did a very good and thorough needs analysis on what exactly my CRO needs and what is my perspective, given that at that point, he's been there for about 9 months and I have been there for about a year and a half. And through those two lenses, I think you were able to put together a session outline, which we then discussed, and we decided on the format as well as best ways to deliver any leave behinds and any other things that we will need to have after the session as well.
Yeah, it was fun to be able to do that together, and I like that you and Joe both had both the same kind of perspective and also wanted different things because that got us to getting to design in a more co-collaborative way, which I really enjoy. Could you see now that there are results from that offsite? Are there obvious changes that emerge from folks learning a little bit more about A, building trust, but B, feedback that I think was really critical?
Absolutely. And actually, there were also results that we didn't necessarily anticipate and that we didn't design for. So I'll tell you a little bit about that too. Uh, as I mentioned, first of all, a couple of the leaders, probably a good about 25% of the leadership team at that point, was fairly new to the team. So this session really allowed us to build relationship faster. And also it allowed us to relearn or just get reminded of frameworks that we can use for effective feedback. Feedback is always a very, very hard thing to do, and you need to keep on practicing. I don't think this is something that anyone ever masters per se, but you should strive to do it better and better over time and over your career. So again, building relationships faster was one of the clear results. Getting better at or more comfortable with giving feedback was another one. And then what I actually didn't tell you is that I shared the frameworks that you shared with us on effective feedback with my team. And we had an offsite in December in which I had them also practice feedback giving using those frameworks. Now, for ICs who have never been exposed to this was especially helpful as well. So I think at this point, I feel like this was a gift that kept on giving.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. I love that kind of story, which means that you obviously understood it. And they say the best way to understand something is, can you teach it to somebody else? So I'm going to give both of us a pat on the back there, Timea.
Yeah.
Last question is really, who do you think, if you could sort of imagine who would benefit from working with us specifically? Just want clients out there to know, if this resonates for them, that we would be a great fit.
Honestly, I'm going to give such a blanket answer and bear with me with that. Anyone. I think anyone, because you are great at understanding needs and designing sessions accordingly, and also designing content accordingly. So whether that is a small leadership team that is just forming, which was our case, or a more established team that maybe needs to relearn things or readjust, or whether it's a full company where you are brought in for a much larger session, I think you can absolutely do it all. I have seen you in many different ways, flexing your muscles. So my answer is anyone.
Well, we love that answer. And hopefully for the folks that are watching, we'd love to be able to talk to you. So feel free to reach out to us at hello@clgcoaching.com. Otherwise, Timea, thank you so much for your time. It's always lovely to see you in your beautiful library, and I'm sure we will see you in the future. So thank you kindly.